Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to give you a garden update, a little walk around tour, show you how everything's growing here and how I'm trying to keep up with it. You know, it's such a big property. By the time I get from one end of the property to the other, I have to start all over again. I'm also having some issues with slugs this year, and I am trying to resolve that matter by digging holes and putting cups in the garden beds and then putting beer in it. The slugs go into the beer and they drown. Now, I don't like to kill anything, however, they are wiping out my gardens and my medicinal plants, so I have to do something to rectify that. Um, Oops. Hi. So right behind me, I've been telling you guys this is my largest lupin. It is very, very big. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is about perennials. If you have any perennials, they consider them wildflowers or whatever, you have to pinch off the tops. If the flower goes to seed, the plant will stop producing flowers. So on lupin, do you see how these bottom ones, they're looking like they've had better days? I would just pull that right off of there, and that way the plant can continue to produce flowers. Now, I've been harvesting or pruning them probably every 2 to 3 days because they are growing so quickly. But now I'm going to put those back on, and let's get into the garden. Everything is coming along very nicely. Um, all the wildflowers are growing really nicely. They're getting quite tall. So like I said, I come through here and I chop them off to try to keep them from turning to seed. See, here's another one I have to take off. Like I just did these, you guys, like 2 days ago. So, and these are the Sweet Williams. And now they come in a variety of colors. I even have one here. They're very, very pretty and they have a nice smell to them. Now my corn, you guys, I planted the corn, but it doesn't look so good. But we're just going to try to stay positive and hope for the best. Now I chose the back corner of the garden because I don't want the corn to overshadow any of my other plants. So my Roma tomatoes are doing great. I went and bought some marigolds just to prevent the bugs from coming into the garden. So this is doing good. My oregano, I stuck a piece in there. It's doing great. Now this one, zucchini kind of got wiped out from the slugs, but I might have rectified that. The rest of them are doing great. They're slowly coming along. And there's my cup for the slugs. I know it's I just don't want to use any pesticides or anything toxic in my garden. This is the easiest way to do it. So if you guys are having problems with slugs, beer is the way to go. Here we go. So peppers are doing good. Now this one, I thought something was wrong with it. It looked droopy, but that's just the way that it's the type of pepper it is. This one's doing great. Again, I've got the cup there for the slugs. Now this one is an orange bell pepper and I'm getting a lot of fruit on it already, so I'm pretty excited about that. And this is another jalapeno and it's doing great as well. I hope I'm showing you guys the right stuff here. It's kind of hard by the time I turn the camera around to know really where to point it. So I went and bought these marigolds, I told you. So this is my first zucchini or cucumber got eaten. But I'm looking and I'm seeing that they might come back. This is the next one that I bought. Now I went with a long English. I've never grown them before, so we'll see. This is another new plant that I just got, and this is a Thai basil. Now I like it because of the contrasting colors of the purple stalk and the green leaves. It's going to really give a nice look to this area. That's some bee balm. The slugs are really wiping it out, so I'm trying to kind of spread some around my garden. My parsley's doing great, another marigold, and this is the cilantro that I bought, and it's doing good. Now my original dill is gone, so this is the dill that I went and picked up, and hopefully it brings me an abundance of dill, and I get cucumbers so I can make some pickles. Okay, the strawberries are doing fantabulous. Tons of fruit coming, tons of availability for fruit coming. They seem to be all doing great. Now I have a bare spot here that I'm going to do some sort of a companion planting in that spot of something else, because the strawberries only go for so long. This is one of my favorite plants. Now, I had this years ago, and it's called pineapple sage. The smell of it is amazing. It's like fresh pineapple, and it makes a lovely cup of tea. Also, it gets these beautiful red flowers on them if you let it go to flower, which I usually do because the flowers are so pretty. Here's another pepper, and it looks like it's putting out some fruit already. My other tomato, this is another Roma, it's doing great. And then my forget-me-not. I always have to leave a little throughout the garden because it's so pretty. And over here, this is another pepper that I planted here. You know what? Oh, here's the thing. It's another jalapeno, so we'll see how that goes. My red onions are doing great. I cut my sage back and it's looking much better. And then the celery, you guys, is turning to seed, so it's going to flower. Now, I have 3 celeries, or 4, I just found another one, growing on the property that are all going to flower. So I'm going to cut back those 2 and use them when I make bone broth, and then just keep the other one for seeds. So the great thing about letting any of your plants go to seed, once they flower and then they go to seed, is those seeds are now climatized to your area. So they're going to grow so much better. They're just going to be healthier because they already know the climate. What else? The rhubarb, you know, I've harvested so much of it. I'm thinking about doing some of it in a simple syrup just to have some preserves on my shelf because I've gotten such an abundance. Normally I dehydrate it. I already have a lot dehydrated, so I think I'm going to can some of it up. It'll be nice, so if I'm making an apple pie or strawberry pie, I can open up a jar of rhubarb and add that to it. So over here, all the beets are doing wonderfully. My tomato is coming along. All the red kale is coming up beautifully. I have another cup down there for slugs. My beans are coming up, so they should be climbing up here with the rest of them. And right here, do you guys see that? That's catmint. So I planted that here in the garden a couple years ago, and then last year it didn't come up. So now it's coming up and it should get quite big. It's another wonderful medicinal, super, super good for headaches and stuff like that. So I like to keep it in the garden. So I'm so happy to see it return. And then over here, I'm not sure if I'm going to let this oregano go to flower or not. I might chop it back one more time. The St. John's wort is doing great and ready to produce some flowers. The lavender is starting to bloom. And then this is borage and forget-me-nots. I think I'm going to rip that out and replant with some new stuff because it looks tired and it's the beginning. It needs to kind of, you know, jump up a little bit. So the other end of this flower box, I cut my chives back. I have another marigold. I've got some red onion growing sporadically. And these 2 Roma tomatoes are doing great. Again, once I cut back the celery, they'll get better sunshine, which should help them shoot up a little bit. Now here are my other tomatoes. These are the ones that I started this season. And they're already putting out some flowers. And these are the ones that I bought. This is a beefsteak, or a patio picnic, pardon me, and a beefsteak that I bought. And it's funny because mine is now bigger than the one I went and spent money on. Okay, and then the last of the flower box, or garden boxes, I've got some marigolds. Now this acorn squash took a hit from the slugs. Got another cup there. The sriracha looks the same to me. The Mad Hatter's starting to put out some shoots. This one is a Purple Beauty. It looks the same. This one is cayenne that I purchased and it's looking okay. That's the cayenne that I started. It's starting to fill out. This one is a mini bell pepper. Do you guys see the fruit on it already? I really hope I get an abundance of those. That's a California Golden, another marigold, and then my jalapeno. So, oh, and there's some beans. I try to start, can you guys see the structure here? That's where my beans will grow. They will grow up those sticks, hopefully, if all goes well. But yeah, I wanted to jump on here and say hello to everybody. I want to welcome all my new subscribers. My channel growth is heartwarming, truly, and show you some of this. I'm going to do a part 2 of the rest of the property. Otherwise, the videos get too long for you guys. I thank you so much for coming to my channel and watching my content. Smash the thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. Leave me a comment down below. Let's get to know each other. A lot of people are asking me what I'm going to call my community, and I'm thinking either the Learning Tribe or the Local Learners. So if you guys want to leave your suggestions down in the comments below, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you like either of the ones that I spoke of, put that down in the comments too. It'll really help me out. So I hope you guys have a blessed day, and that's it. Bye-bye.